Okay, let's just dive right in. Have you noticed a very specific date that's been kind of popping up everywhere online lately? It's just a simple string of numbers, but man, it is kicking up a fascinating conversation. Today, we're going to unpack exactly what's going on. There it is, December 25th, 2025. Now, at first glance, you might just think, okay, that's Christmas next year, so what? But take a closer look. The day, 25, and the last two digits of the year, 25, they match. It's this simple, almost satisfying visual pattern that has totally captured people's imagination and is creating a surprising amount of buzz. And this quote right here, this really hits the nail on the head. Think about it. The last time we had this kind of day and year symmetry was way back in 1925. And the next time it'll happen? Not until 2125. So yeah, this is a genuine once-in-a-century date. It's a calendar oddity that feels special, just because it's so rare. But here's where it gets really interesting. This simple oddity is becoming a sort of blank canvas for a much deeper human tendency, our constant search for meaning. People from all sorts of backgrounds are looking at 25/12/25 and seeing a whole lot more than just a date on a calendar. For example, let's take numerology. If you add up the digits in 2025, that's 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, you get 9. And in numerology, that makes it a year 9, which is a big deal. It's seen as a year of completion, of endings and major transformation. But then you could zoom way in to a super granular level. Some numerologists make daily predictions based on your personal life path number. So for this one specific day, they might say, hey, if your number is 1, your profit percentage is going to improve. It's this fascinating jump from the big cosmic picture right down to your wallet. And this hunt for patterns, it isn't just limited to the mystical. It happens in mathematics too. There was a similar buzz around another date in 2025, September 16th, 9/16/25. So why that one? Well, because 9 is 3 squared, 16 is 4 squared, and 25 is 5 squared. And if you remember your geometry class, they form a Pythagorean triple. 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. People have actually dubbed it a Pythagorean triple square day. It's like finding this beautiful little piece of mathematical poetry hidden in plain sight. All right, now let's switch gears and look at it from a theological point of view. In some biblical interpretations, the number 25 itself has special significance. The thinking goes like this. The number 5 represents grace. So 25, which is 5 squared, is seen as an amplification of that, like grace on steroids. It's come to symbolize utmost grace or endless mercy, these really powerful concepts of forgiveness and getting a fresh start. So let's just take a step back. We've got numerologists, we've got mathematicians, and we've got theologians, all finding their own unique meaning in the same string of numbers. And that raises a much, much bigger question about us, about our own minds. Why do we even do this? Seriously, what is it about the human brain that makes us so hungry to find messages and dates, signs and coincidences, and order in what could just be random noise? Well, the answer seems to be deep in our cognitive wiring. Let's dive into the psychology of all this, because it turns out our tendency to see patterns isn't some kind of flaw or bug in our system. It's a fundamental feature. It's actually how our brains evolved to make sense of the world around us. And this tendency actually has a name, patternicity. Our minds are basically pattern detection machines. They are constantly and subconsciously scanning the chaos of life, trying to build structure and connect the dots. It's our brain's way of taking a complex, messy, and unpredictable world and making it feel understandable. And this trait has some serious evolutionary roots. Just imagine you're an early human out on the savannah. A bush rustles. You have two choices. You can assume, it's probably just the wind. If you're right, no big deal. If you're wrong and it's a lion, you're dinner. Or you can assume there's an agent, a predator, causing that rustle. If you're wrong, you just seem a little jumpy for a second. But if you're right, you survive. We are literally the descendants of the ones who saw agents and patterns everywhere. It's a survival strategy called agency detection. So once our brain latches onto a potential pattern, like say Friday the 13th is unlucky, another mental shortcut called confirmation bias kicks into high gear. We start to notice and remember all the times something bad did happen on that day, but we conveniently forget all the times it was perfectly normal. The hits stick, the misses fade away, and our belief just gets stronger and stronger. Okay, so let's bring all of this back to 25/12/25.
Knowing all this stuff about our own psychology doesn't have to take away from the date's significance. In fact, it might just reveal its true underlying power.
So maybe the true power of 25-12-25 isn't mystical at all, but purely psychological. It acts as a collective focal point, a shared moment that becomes a kind of mental landmark for us. It gives us a reason to pause, and that simple act of pausing can be incredibly powerful. So here's the takeaway. This date acts like a cultural milestone. It gives us all this sort of collective permission to stop the daily grind and just reflect for a minute. A clear focal point like this helps quiet all the mental noise, right? It lets us align our thoughts and our emotions. And in that moment of clarity, making a deliberate, intentional choice about our future suddenly feels a whole lot more possible, a lot more achievable.
Ultimately, whether you see this date as a numerological turning point, a cool mathematical curiosity, or just a psychological opportunity, its real power is that it's a blank slate. Its meaning isn't written in the stars. It's defined by the focus, the intention, and the reflection that each of us chooses to bring to it. So the real question is, what meaning will you write on it?